Alright guys, so I was just thinking, I'm like, I may be ready to go back to smaller radios again. I was just thinking about it when I was screwing around with this. Because you look at how big that radio is. Look at how big the 3000 is. You look at how big the Lincoln is, and then you have the Yaesu 891, which is probably the smallest HF radio that they've ever made that does 100 watts. It's got 6 meters and all HF. It's smaller than a radio that only does 10 through 12. Which is crazy when you think about it. So, but I mean, if you look at, how big a lot of stuff is, But even like the 710 and a lot of those radios, the 7300, they're really not that small, but they're not that big, so they don't lend themselves well to anything. I mean, I think they lend themselves well to like portable work, but like a lot of companies, they don't want to make a small radio. And then you have like export radios that don't really lend themselves well to being a good super compact mobile radio either. And yet they don't really lend themselves well to being a really full-featured base station radio. So I don't know. Between ham radio and other stuff, I'm just like not sure they're really cornering the market like they should be, because I think almost everybody that I know wants another ICOM 706. They want another 857D, or another TS 2000, or another 847D, or FT 847, it's not a D. Something that is a shack in the box with everything. And people don't really care for the 991A because it's only 50 watts on 2 meters and 440, and it's not dual watch. So it falls quite short of a lot of things. And it's really kind of basically got the FTDX 3000's display, so it kind of sucks balls. So if you want a radio with a nice display, that one's not it. I could go either way on the display, but it is nice to have one that's really usable, because not all radios are convenient to hook up to SDR Play. Not all radios can share their antenna connection. And if you use something like an SDR switch from MFJ, you lose 3 dB on your meter, or at least 1 or 2. And so it does have insertion loss, and I don't like that. But at any rate, I haven't had the 891 out in a really long time, but I was making a video earlier, and I wanted to see what does it look like next to this President Lincoln. And then pretty soon I'll be getting the Radoddity QT60, which is that 10 through 12 radio. I think you have to unlock it to get 12, but I'll see how many years the warranty is. I probably won't unlock mine right away, just because Radoddity is super cool about their warranties, and my main intentions of using the radio are for 10 meters only. The only reason I guess I could see to unlock it, because I don't think you can listen to 11 meters on it unless you unlock it. So, and again, it's going to be a big radio, so I don't really know that it's a better choice for mobile in the first place. Now, for me, the reason I want just a strict 10-meter radio is because I run a CB antenna on the roof. I run a Wilson 1000 mag mount, and I don't want to spend money on an ATOS or something like that. And I don't care about any of the other bands when I'm mobile. I don't spend a lot of time driving around anymore, and so I want something small, compact, and simple. I mean, otherwise I could put something in there that's got, a tuner and everything, I had the 857, 450, the 450, no, the 570, yeah, the 570 Kenwood. I had that in the truck for a while. And also the Alinco DX70. Between these two radios here, it's about the same size. And it actually has HF through 6 meters, but Unlike the Yaesu, it has a separate antenna for 6, which makes it a little maybe better or not better. I don't know. I'm not worried about 6 meters. I'm not worried about driving around talking on 6. But anyway, we're going to try to get this radio up over here. We're going to move some stuff, hook some stuff back up. Hopefully this radio will stay working. I still have capacitors on the way for it. I swapped out the bad Xenier diode. That was my fault. And cleaned the dirty relay that I didn't know existed. And I could have saved a lot of trouble if I would have known about that relay. But I thought that the other one on the bottom of the board and the other one in the PA cage were the only two in the radio for transmit and receive. So it turned out I was wrong. So, anyway, I'm going to move stuff around. And I've got a different computer that we're using right now. And we're doing a new thing where I'm not using Ubuntu right now. I'm using Windows 10 Pro, which I can't stand. I had nothing but pop-ups and ads and all sorts of junk. If you're going to run Windows 10, get Windows 10 Enterprise because it's designed for businesses and IoT stuff. I run Windows 10 Enterprise IoT. And so there's not all these frequent interruptions and stupid things. And you can get rid of Cortana and you get rid of Copilot and all that stuff's gone. So it's very minimally invasive. But I forgot how bad Pro is. So anyway, yeah, we're just trying to get some things straightened out. And I got to pick up the mess around here and I got to work on the Cobra. I've got an XM radio antenna. I'm just going to cut a piece of cable out of it. I'm going to solder it in, and I'm going to make a BNC cable that I've already got. I'm going to use the PA jack in the radio. We'll plug this into the back. This will go to the DDS VFO, and we'll be done. So the other thing I might do is see if I can figure out if there's a way to maybe possibly program the $30 Amazon one. So we're going to use this. I'm just going to use this one for now. I only have like a couple of channels I would want to monitor above 23. So basically 26, 28, and 38. That's it. I don't care about any of the other stuff. But I need to finish this too. So I got a lot of stuff going. It's kind of a ham shack update for today, I guess.